See, this is what inspired me to get into journalism, especially when I used to be one of those guys that used to collect Source magazines and hip hop magazines, like a lot of basketball heads would collect Slam magazines and Sports Illustrated. There's been a lot of times where the Source have got it right, but in this case here, this is where the Source got it entirely wrong. And I'm going to tell y'all the reason why this album got rated so low. Because think about this. We was going through a transition of time where other regions was really starting to pop off. And the Source still not having an understanding of where the culture was going in that transitional period. They read everything off. They read everything off as sounding gimmickly. They read everything off as sounding basically a novelty act. But with this case here with Bone Thugs-n-Harmony East 1999, how in the world would you give this album a 3.5? An album they didn't know it was going to go diamond and sell like it sold. I can tell. And plus, they were also backed by Ruthless, and anything that Ruthless was putting out at that time got hated on. I'm talking about no Ruthless album really got 4 mics, to my knowledge, after Easy split with Dre. That machine was heavily influential at the time, because Ruthless was still putting out some hard music. So, in knowing this with East 1999, that album changed the landscape of rap. Nobody was rapping and singing like Bone before this album came out. Then the sound, then how sonically ahead of its time this album was. You listen to songs like East 1999, Eternal. Then you listen to Downtown Getaway, Crossroads. You ain't never heard nothing like this before. None. Yeah, you probably have people that rap fast, but nobody was putting harmony, no pun intended, behind their music like Bone was doing. So, the way I looked at it with this review here, it played with 2 things. It played with the fact that anything that Easy was doing, it wasn't getting MTV, Interscope, Rolling Stone support. Because the narrative was that Eazy-E was a shiesty dude that shorted Dre, that shorted Cube, and he was only out for self. So therefore, they had the machine behind them to pretty much dictate the narrative, but not really listening to the music. Because this East 1999 album changed the game in 1996. Bone became mega stars, broke records, and what they tried to do, they tried to purposely write Bone Thugs-n-Harmony off as a gimmick or as a novelty act. The same way with Double XL did the same thing, where they was reviewing the song they did with Biggie, and they made it like Biggie's verse was so special that a lot of these guys were just riding, coasting. They were coasting the Big's wave. Like, what they said was very disrespectful. When they said the 5 braided thugs from Cleveland couldn't hold up the Biggie's top-notch verse. It was something of that caliber. But Bone Thugs-n-Harmony was ahead of its time, and I'm doing this little video here because today marks the anniversary of the album's release. And nobody really expected them to take off like they did, especially with Eazy-E, their mentor, passing away. People just wrote Bone off. But man, when First of the Month came out, Mo Murder, Smots to the Double Glock, they showed that they had skills. They showed they had skills, and DJ Unique, who produced the whole thing, He's a monster behind them boards. So they had to basically eat crow with this review here. A lot of people counted Bone out at that time. A lot of people thought Bone was just a gimmick. But they showed on this album here that they are superstars. So I just wanted to go ahead and touch up on that real quick, because this showed what a lot of acts from different parts of the country was dealing with at the time. A lot of great albums got written off with 3 mics or 3.5 mics. Now you will probably say that's still good, but for this album here, it's a classic. No bad songs, no filler. Everything coasted and flowed with structure. There's a reason why Bone Thugs and Harmony can tour off this album alone. When I went to their show, it did just that. They did their whole album. Just that album alone. They didn't do anything else. They toured all over the country just doing East 1999. What other groups can do that? Today especially. 20-something years especially. So, cats better put some respect on Bone Thugs and Harmony's name, man. Them dudes are pioneers. So, that's just my 2 cents. Subscribe, hit the like button. Peace.